Welcome, friend. I want to take you back for a moment to a time when healing did not come from a pharmacy, but from the kitchen. When you had a sore throat and did not rush to urgent care, but walked into Grandma's house. She did not have a degree on the wall, but she had onions, garlic, a warm towel, and a heart full of wisdom, and somehow that was enough. In this video, I am going to share 7 time-tested remedies that have helped people feel better for generations. These are simple, natural treatments. Most of them use things you already have in your kitchen. They are the kind of remedies our grandmothers used. Remedies that doctors today often overlook, but that still work quietly and powerfully. You will hear real stories, like the time my little boy had an ear infection and a hot onion gave him relief faster than 4 rounds of antibiotics ever did. You will learn how a humble potato can calm inflammation, how garlic can help the body fight off colds, and how castor oil might help heal your joints even years after an injury. These are not miracle cures, they are not overnight fixes. But they are honest, natural, and time-honored, and most of all, they give you back the power to care for your body in a gentle and loving way. So whether you are here because you are tired of pills or simply curious about the old ways, I invite you to sit back, listen closely, and maybe even take notes, because this is not just about healing the body. This is about remembering what we already knew and trusting that wisdom again. Let's begin. 1. The healing power of a cooked onion. The first remedy I want to share with you is one that has been sitting quietly in your kitchen all along. The onion, not just for flavor, not just for soups or stews. The onion is a natural healer, and for me, it was the beginning of a completely different way of caring for my family. Let me take you back in time. My youngest son, just 2 years old, was crying through the night, holding his ear, uncomfortable, and I knew something was wrong. Any parent or grandparent knows that kind of cry. It is the sound of helplessness. You want to do something, anything to stop the pain. Now, I had already gone through the antibiotics route with my first daughter, 4 courses of antibiotics in just 6 weeks. I watched as her energy faded and her immune system struggled. And I remember sitting there with my little boy in my arms, thinking, there has to be another way. That night, I remembered something an elderly neighbor once told me. She was 85 years old and full of simple, solid wisdom. She said, if the baby has an ear itch, put a warm onion on it, let it do its job. So I did. I took an onion, just a regular yellow onion, from the pantry. I steamed it with the skin still on until it was soft and warm, not boiling hot, just warm enough to comfort. I cut it in half, wrapped it in a clean cloth, and pressed it gently against his ear. I held him close, letting my arm rest against the cloth, so I could feel the temperature. Within minutes, he calmed down, he relaxed, he fell asleep, and I gently laid him down with the onion still on his ear, tucked into a folded towel. He slept for 2 hours straight, and when he woke up, he was smiling again. The pain was gone. He never had another ear infection after that night. That moment stayed with me. It changed how I viewed health and healing. Because it was not just that the onion worked, it was that it reminded me the body knows how to heal. It just needs a little help, a little warmth, all time. A cooked onion can be used for more than earaches. If you have a boil, a cooked onion compress can help draw the infection to the surface. It softens the skin and encourages drainage without ever squeezing. It is gentle but deeply effective. If the onion cools down, just warm it again or use a fresh one. Always listen to what your body is saying. If it brings relief, that is your answer. So often the simplest remedies are the most powerful, and sometimes all it takes is 1 onion, 1 cloth, and a little bit of faith in the wisdom that came before us. 2. Raw onion for colds, coughs, and sore throats. Now let us talk about the raw onion. This one might surprise you. While the cooked onion is gentle and warming, the raw onion is strong, sharp, and direct. But sometimes that is exactly what the body needs. If you have ever sliced a raw onion and started to cry, you already know how powerful it can be. The fumes reach your eyes and your nose, loosening everything. That reaction is not just a nuisance. It is a message. It means the onion is opening your airways, moving mucus, and helping you breathe. Let us start with sore throats. A raw onion poultice can bring real comfort when your throat is aching and swollen. All you need to do is slice the onion very thin, almost paper thin, and place the slices on a soft cloth. Fold the cloth over to make a flat pack, and then wrap it gently around the throat. You can tie it in place with a scarf. You might also cover it with a small piece of plastic to hold in the moisture. It is best left on for a few hours, or even overnight. Yes, the smell may not be pleasant, but the relief often is. I have known many mothers worried about strep throat or other infections who tried this method and saw their child rest easier by morning. You do not have to know the name of the bacteria to know when something is working. Just pay attention to the body's response now. What about colds and coughs? This is one of my favorites, especially for children. If someone has a cough that will not go away, try using raw onion on the soles of their feet. I know it sounds odd, but the biggest pores in your body are on the bottom of your feet. That means your body absorbs quickly from that area. Take a bit of raw onion chopped fine and place it on a cloth, or directly into a clean sock. Put the foot down onto the onion. Then cover the foot with a plastic bag to trap the heat and moisture. Finally, pull a warm sock over everything to keep it in place. I remember a night with my grandson. He was just 3 years old and had a lingering cough that would not stop. We gave him a warm bath, put him to bed, and waited. But he kept coughing again. So we got him back up, put chopped onion on his feet just like I described, and tucked him in again. He did not cough even once after that. Slept through the night. We were amazed and grateful. It is simple, it is safe, and for many, it just works. So before you reach for the cough syrup, or before you spend another night pacing the hallway with a restless child, give the humble onion a chance. 3. Garlic, nature's antibiotic. If the onion is the comforter, then garlic is the warrior. This small, humble bulb has been called nature's antibiotic for generations. And for good reason. Garlic fights, it goes deep into the body, it cleans house, and it strengthens the immune system from the inside out. Now, I want to be honest with you, garlic is strong. You will smell it, you will taste it. But when you are dealing with a stubborn cold, a sore chest, or a brewing infection, garlic is one of the best tools you can turn to. Let us begin with how to use garlic internally, the easiest way. Crush it, let it sit for a minute. That allows the healing compound called allicin to activate. Then add it to a warm bowl of soup. Mix it with mashed avocado, or spread it on a slice of toasted sourdough. Some people even mix it with raw honey and swallow it straight. If that sounds too strong, try 1 clove at a time and build up slowly. If you are fighting off a chest cold or flu, try making what we call the flu bomb. It is a simple blend of garlic, ginger, cayenne pepper, and lemon. Add a drop of eucalyptus oil if you have it. Mix it all in warm water or broth and sip slowly. It might tingle, it might make your eyes water, but it will go to work right away. Now, let us talk about how to use garlic externally, especially for children, or those who cannot tolerate the taste. This is one of my favorite methods, because it is both gentle and powerful. You start by slicing the garlic very thin, almost like little paper strips. Lay those strips on a cloth. Then fold the cloth over, so there is a protective layer between the garlic and the skin. This is important because raw garlic placed directly on the skin can cause a burn or blister. Once the garlic is safely wrapped, you place it on the soles of the feet. Then cover the foot with a sock to hold everything in place. Within minutes, the garlic will begin to absorb into the bloodstream. In fact, you will often smell it on the breath within half an hour. Proof that it is moving through the body. I used this method often with my son James. When he was little, we lived near a swamp, and the damp air would leave him with frequent chest colds. I would tuck garlic into his socks, send him outside to play, and by the end of the day, the garlic strips were dry and leathery. His body had pulled every bit of benefit out of them. You do not need much. 1 clove sliced thin is often enough. And like all natural remedies, the key is consistency and observation. If it brings relief, keep going. If it feels too strong, back off or try a milder form. Garlic is not fancy, it is not expensive, but it works. And when you learn how to use it, it becomes more than just an ingredient. It becomes an ally. 4. Ginger for pain. inflammation, and circulation. Let us talk about ginger. This is more than a cooking spice. It is a natural healer. Ginger has been used for centuries to ease joint pain, soothe the inflammation, and warm cold hands and feet. Whether you use it in tea or as a poultice, ginger works by helping the body do what it already wants to do. Heal. One woman came to me with a finger she could not bend. It had been stuck for over a year and a half. She was frustrated, tired, and ready to give up. I asked if she would try something simple. We made a small ginger poultice, just freshly grated ginger on a cloth folded neatly and wrapped around the swollen joint. After only 2 hours, she came back smiling, bending that same finger. For the first time in 18 months, it moved. Ginger works by drawing inflammation to the surface. That is why it feels warm or even hot on the skin for joint pain. You can grate a teaspoon of fresh ginger and place it on a soft cloth. Fold the cloth, cover it with plastic wrap to keep the heat in, and then apply it gently over the sore area. A knee, a wrist, a back, it all works the same. Bandage it lightly and let the warmth do its job. Start with 30 minutes. If it feels good, you can leave it longer. But if the heat becomes too much, take it off. Ginger is powerful and too much time can irritate the skin. One woman left it on overnight and woke up with blisters. That is why listening to your body is so important. And internally, ginger is just as helpful for nausea, bloating, or cold feet. Make ginger tea. Grate a little ginger, pour hot water over it. Let it sit for 10 minutes. Then sip slowly. It warms the body from within and helps settle the stomach. If you care for someone with arthritis or poor circulation, ginger can be a gentle daily helper. You can even prepare poultices in advance and store them in the freezer. That way, when needed, they are ready to use. Remember, ginger is for joints, not for eyes or broken skin. Use common sense, and always check how your body responds. Simple, strong, and trusted for generations. Ginger is one of nature's most reliable remedies. 5. Potato poultices for cooling and inflammation relief. Sometimes what the body needs most is not heat but calm, soothing, cooling. When the skin is red, the joints are inflamed, or the swelling just won't go down. One of the gentlest remedies you can use is a raw potato poultice. It sounds simple, and it is, but don't let that fool you. Potato poultices have helped with everything from swollen eyes to inflamed cuts, from insect bites to sprained ankles. The potato draws out heat, pulls away fluid, and helps reduce inflammation in a way that feels like nature is gently placing her hand on the wound and saying, "It's going to be all right." Let me tell you a story. I was once asked to look at a little boy who had a swollen finger twice. Its normal size. His mother said the doctor told her it was cellulitis, an infection of the tissue. He had already been on 2 rounds of antibiotics, was taking painkillers, and even sleeping pills. He was only 7 years old. When I looked at the finger, I could see it was hot, red, and tight. His body was clearly trying to push something out. I asked for 2 cups, one with warm water and one with cold. We alternated his finger between the two, hot for 30 seconds, then cold for 30 seconds, 3 times. Just that alone made him smile. His pain went from an 8 to a 4 in 10 minutes. Then we made a potato poultice. I grated a raw potato on a fine grater and wrapped the pulp in a thin cloth, forming a soft, cold compress. We gently placed it around the finger, then lightly bandaged it. His mother repeated the process again before bed. The next morning, when they removed the poultice, the swelling was gone. No more painkillers, no more pills. Just a raw potato in a little faith in the body's ability to heal. To make your own potato poultice, simply take a fresh raw potato. No need to peel it unless it's dirty. Grate it finely, then place the grated pulp on a piece of clean cotton or muslin. Fold it over to make a flat pad. Then place it on the area of concern. You can use it on a swollen knee, an inflamed finger, or even over the eye. Just be sure to use a soft cloth and gentle pressure. Cover it with a light wrap, or leave it as is depending on the location. You can also use potato on deeper wounds like puncture wounds from a rusty nail or a thorn. Start with alternating hot and cold water soaks to bring circulation to the area. Then apply the grated potato. It will help draw out heat and prevent infection. If the wound is red the next day, simply repeat. That's the beauty of natural remedies. You just keep listening to the body. Potato poultices are especially good when ginger or onion would be too strong. Think swollen eyes, irritated skin, or tender spots that need calming rather than stimulation. In those moments, the potato becomes the quiet hero, gentle, grounding, and effective. No side effects, no chemicals, just a simple, affordable, soothing tool handed down through generations. Sometimes what heals us best is not what's loudest, but what's kindest. 6. Castor oil. Deep healing for joints, scars, and organs. If there is one remedy that truly reaches deep into the body, it is castor oil. It may not have the strong smell of garlic or the heat of ginger, but do not let its gentleness fool you. Castor oil is a quiet healer. It works slowly, steadily, and deeply, breaking down old scar tissue, softening hardened joints, and even helping the body detox. Many people know castor oil as something their grandmother used to give by the spoonful. But I'm not talking about swallowing it. In fact, I don't recommend taking it internally. The real magic of castor oil lies in how it works through the skin. Let me share something personal. A few years ago, I fractured my wrist. It was a bad break. The bones healed, but the swelling and stiffness stayed long after the cast came off. That's when I turned to castor oil. Every night, I wrapped my wrist in a castor oil compress. Just a piece of soft cotton soaked in the oil, covered with plastic to hold in the warmth. I bandaged it gently and wore it through the night. Within days, the swelling began to ease. The movement came back. But more importantly, I knew I was preventing scar tissue from building up deep inside the joint, a problem that often shows up months or even years after an injury. That's what castor oil does. It does not just treat the surface. It reaches the root. To make a castor oil compress, here is what you do. Take several layers of soft cloth, old cotton sheets work well, and fold them to the size you need. Soak them with castor oil until they are damp but not dripping. Place the compress over the area, your knee, your back, your abdomen, and cover it with plastic wrap. This helps trap the heat and keeps the oil from staining your clothes. Then wrap it with a towel or a light bandage to keep it in place. You can wear this compress for an hour or overnight if it feels good. Just make sure your skin can breathe in between uses. You can reuse the same cloth for several days. Just add more oil if it dries out. Where can you use castor oil? Almost anywhere. It is wonderful for joint pain, back stiffness, and even old injuries. Women have used it over the lower abdomen to help ease fibroids or cysts. It has helped soften bone spurs and even break down scar tissue from old surgeries. One woman applied it every night to a bunion on her foot. After 2 months, it had shrunk by ½ inch. You can also apply a drop to your eyelids at night to support healthy eyes. I have known people who used it gently around the eyes to help soften cataracts over time. Again, the key with castor oil is consistency. It is not instant, but it is powerful. Unlike other oils, castor oil has a unique ability to penetrate deeply into the tissues. That is why it is so helpful in places where healing feels stuck, where other treatments only reach the surface. Castor oil keeps going. It is slow, it is quiet, but it works. That is why for generations people have kept a bottle of castor oil in their cabinets. Not because it's trendy, but because it has proven itself again and again. So, if you have pain that lingers, an old injury that still bothers you, or a condition that seems rooted deep inside, give castor oil a try. 7. Cayenne pepper. Boosting circulation and nerve recovery. Let us talk about cayenne pepper. It may surprise you to find this fiery red powder on a list of healing remedies. But cayenne is not just for spicy food. For generations, it has been used as a natural circulatory stimulant, bringing warmth and blood flow to areas that feel cold, numb, or slow to heal. As we get older, many of us begin to notice changes in our circulation. Maybe your hands and feet are always cold. Maybe you've lost a little feeling in your toes. Or perhaps you've been through something more serious like chemotherapy or a stroke, and now your nerves are struggling to recover. That's where cayenne comes in. Cayenne pepper works by stimulating blood flow right to the surface. It opens the capillaries and brings fresh oxygen-rich blood to the areas that need it most. Blood is life, and when circulation improves, healing can begin. One man I met had gone through chemotherapy and developed something called peripheral neuropathy. He told me, I can't feel my feet, but they hurt all the time. It's like I'm walking on stone. We made a simple cayenne foot compress for him the next morning. He said, I slept all night, no pain. After the second night, he felt a tingling sensation. Those were his nerves waking up. Here is how you make a cayenne foot compress. Start with a square of kitchen paper or cloth. Lightly sprinkle it with olive oil, just enough to moisten the surface. Then dust a teaspoon of cayenne pepper evenly over it. The oil helps the powder stick and keeps it from falling off. Place the oiled peppered cloth inside a clean sock or under the sole of the foot. The foot should be resting directly on the cayenne side. You can wear it for a few hours or overnight, depending on how your body responds. If you are worried about stains or oil, you can slip a plastic bag over the sock. If your feet are already warm and healthy, the compress may feel too intense. But if your feet are cold and numb, the cayenne feels gentle and warming. It slowly encourages life to return to the nerve endings, just like lighting a small fire in the fireplace after a long cold winter. Cayenne pepper can also be taken internally in very small amounts to support blood pressure and circulation. A quarter teaspoon mixed in warm water once or twice a day is enough to begin. It might feel spicy, but it is gentle on the body when used correctly. If you've had a stroke, or if you are on blood thinners, speak with your doctor first. Cayenne naturally thins the blood, strengthens arterial walls, and supports healthy flow, but always with balance and care. For external wounds, cayenne can even stop bleeding when sprinkled directly on a cut. It might sting a little, but it works quickly and safely. Many herbalists carry it in their first aid kits for this very reason. Cayenne is bold, it's not shy, but sometimes that is exactly what the body needs to wake up, to warm up, and to begin again. For those dealing with numbness, slow healing, or poor circulation, cayenne is a powerful ally, and like every remedy we've explored today, it is something most of us already have in the kitchen. Simple, natural, effective. That's the beauty of true healing, trusting the wisdom of the past. We have come to the end of this journey through simple home remedies: onion, garlic, ginger, potato, castor oil, cayenne pepper. Each one may seem small on its own, but together they carry generations of wisdom. They speak the language of real healing, the kind that listens to the body, supports it gently, and allows it to do what it was designed to do: heal itself. I want you to take a moment now and think about what you keep in your kitchen. Maybe there is a jar of honey on the shelf, maybe a few potatoes in the basket, maybe a bottle of castor oil gathering dust in the back of a cabinet. These things are not just groceries, they are part of your family story. They are tools, gifts, gentle medicine passed from hand to hand, from heart to heart. You see, healing does not always come in a bottle with a label. It does not always require a prescription. Sometimes it comes from a warm cloth, a quiet evening, and a little bit of patience. And this is not about rejecting modern medicine. There is a place for that, of course. But what I hope you take from this is something deeper. Something that reminds you that your body is not broken, that you are not helpless. That even now, even at your age, you can learn, try something new, and feel better with the simplest of things. I believe that knowledge is a kind of comfort. And when we know what to do, when we are not afraid to act, we gain something much greater than pain relief. We gain confidence. We reclaim our role in our own care. So, if you are watching this and thinking maybe this is too simple to work, let me say this: sometimes simple is exactly what works best. Try one remedy, just one, see how your body responds, listen to it, trust it, then do it again if it helps. And if you found this video helpful, if it reminded you of something your mother or grandmother once did, please share it, not for me, but for someone out there who is up late tonight in pain looking for answers. You could be the reason they find comfort. You are not alone on this journey. We are a community of people who believe in the power of natural healing, in the value of old wisdom, and in the beauty of growing older with grace, strength, and self-respect. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for listening, not just to me, but to your own body. And thank you for remembering that healing is not a destination. It is a relationship. Until next time, be well, stay warm, and never forget the most powerful remedies are often the ones already in your hands.